I'm Malik, a black man living in the hustle and bustle of London. Every morning, when the sunlight gently filters through the skyscrapers, I feel a small bit of hope rising in my heart. Life in this city is not only about crowded streets, noisy traffic, or bright lights at night, but also about simple moments where we find warmth and confidence to overcome daily challenges. I used to go through long, tiring days when work and life seemed to make me feel lost in the crowd. There are times when I wonder whether I am living the meaning of life or not, but in my mind, there is always a gentle calling, reminding me that within me, there is always the power to change and spread love. The streets of London are not only a place where I travel, but also a source of inspiration every time I stop to listen to my own heart. When passing by small cafes, I often sit back, enjoy a strong cup of coffee, and observe life around me. I realize that no matter how busy life is, as long as we stop and feel, everything becomes simple and meaningful. Every day I tell myself that even though there are times of fatigue or disappointment, as long as we keep faith and open our hearts to receive good things, we will find the path to peace. And today, I wish to share these sincere thoughts with you, those who are looking for light and faith in life. Please join me in continuing that journey so that each passing day brings us new joy and inspiration. I remember it as if it just happened that day. It was a quiet afternoon when the sounds of London seemed to echo far away in my mind. I was driving home after a long day of work, feeling tired and a little worried about unresolved things. Suddenly, an unexpected moment happened. My car slid off its familiar lane, and for a moment, everything around me seemed to stop moving. At that moment, I felt a miraculous change. Instead of feeling scared, I just felt myself gently floating out of my body. It was as if I were flying, observing myself from above. That feeling is not scary at all, but gentle, warm, and magical. I feel like I am freed from the pressures and tensions of daily life, supported by an invisible force. In that moment, everything became blurry. I feel every detail of the scene below, but no longer feel the constraint of physical form. The surrounding air seemed to turn into a soft space, filled with gentle light. Everything seemed perfectly arranged, as if I was entering a new journey where the limitations of my body no longer existed. My heart was not pounding with fear, but on the contrary, it was filled with peace and curiosity. I wonder, is this the moment to discover more deeply about myself, to reconsider the values I have always sought? Even in that short moment, I felt a deep connection with the spiritual world, like a gentle invitation from a faraway place, inviting me to enter a new journey. When the initial emotion subsided, I began to observe everything around me with an open mind. I saw my own image, no longer limited by the worries of material life. Everything becomes pure and simple, like the strokes of a delicate painting. It feels like all the troubles and wounds have been washed away, leaving behind a pure and hopeful soul. Before my eyes appeared blurred images of the past, memories that had been a source of inspiration as well as pain. They passed by like the breeze, reminding me of life's lessons. Each memory carries its own message, but they all point to one thing. They help me understand that no matter how turbulent life is, inside I always have the strength to overcome all challenges. In that moment of transition, I realized that sometimes, to find light, we need to let go of old things and meaningless worries. I learned that every experience, no matter how painful or confusing, can open a door to a deeper understanding of myself and of life. And in that moment, amidst the sacred moments of time, I felt a strong belief. The belief that no matter what happened, I was always protected and guided by a noble power, bringing comfort and hope to my weary soul. I still remember that moment clearly, as if it had just happened, like a peaceful but powerful dream, drawing me closer to a sacred light. As I floated in the soft space of the moment of transition, I felt the presence of something very special, a warm energy spreading throughout my entire being. Then suddenly, before my eyes appeared a gentle and loving image. That was Jesus. The light was not too bright, but gentle and warm, like the embrace of a loved one. I felt comforted, as if all the worries and fatigue of material life were washed away. Jesus didn't say too much, didn't need loud, echoing words. Just through his eyes and gestures, he sent me a message that I will never forget. In that moment, everything around seemed to stop, leaving only peace and full faith. I clearly remember the feeling when light spread through every cell. Every breath became light and full of hope. I feel like I am being cherished, no longer feeling constrained or entangled by the constraints of time and space. Only God's presence, his gentleness, his love is like an invitation, inviting me to enter a new journey, a journey to light and enlightenment. In that moment, he stretched out his hand and gently touched my hand. I felt a surge of energy. A special mark appeared on my hand, the M mark gently glowing, as a reminder of the sacred mission I had been given. It is not only a physical sign, but also a symbol of love, kindness, and the ability to make dreams come true. I didn't fully understand the meaning at that time, but in my soul I knew that I was being given an opportunity to change, to live with more meaning. Jesus gently smiled, his eyes full of love and understanding. He didn't need to say too much, but in that silence I could hear his whisper. Believe in yourself, believe in love and forgiveness. Every sign, every moment in life has its own meaning. Those words flowed into my mind like a cool stream, soothing the deep wounds from the past, bringing confidence that, no matter how many difficulties I encountered, I could still find the light within. In that moment, I was led through a vast space of memories and emotions. I felt like I was lost in a journey through time, where every memory, from simple joys to buried sadness, appeared before my eyes vividly, but no longer made me feel sad. Instead, they are like lessons, pieces of a big picture, helping me understand that every experience, no matter how temporary or imperfect it may seem, contributes to who I am today. In that vast space, I felt the warmth spreading from within, as if all old wounds were soothed by the light of understanding. Every memory teaches me something valuable, that none of us are perfect, and that every experience, whether sweet or bitter, helps build who we are. I tell myself that as long as we listen and learn from the past, every new day can be a bright start. In the middle of that journey, I felt the presence of Jesus, who came to me with eyes full of love and sympathy. Without unnecessary words, with just a light touch and a warm smile, he showed me that the M mark on my hand is not only a personal sign, but also a call to live with love and forgiveness. I clearly remember that moment when the light from the M mark spread throughout my hand, as a reminder that each of us has a mission to love, to forgive, and to live fully with faith in life. Jesus gently said, "Remember, every experience has meaning. This sign is not only yours, but it is also an invitation for you to live with compassion, knowing how to forgive yourself and others." Those words were like comforting arms, soothing the pain and making me feel like I was not alone on this journey. I realized that every wound and every tear helped me grow, and now I can look at them with eyes full of love and understanding. When I listen to my own story through each memory, I see that the dark days of the past are no longer burdens, but are precious bricks that build the foundation of courage. I remember the times I failed, the times I felt I wasn't strong enough. But now, thanks to the light of love and forgiveness, I understand that those difficulties were just stepping stones to help me rise. I began to realize that forgiveness is not only for others, but also for myself, so that I can live a lighter, happier life. In that moment, I decided not to let the past weigh me down. I will carry all the lessons I have learned, the values of love and tolerance, to a brighter future. I promise myself that every time I feel tired or sad, I will remember the light of the M mark as a symbol of hope, of rebirth through every experience of life. That inner journey also helped me realize that to live a meaningful life, we not only need to face old wounds, but also need to open our hearts to receive good things from life. I began to change the way I looked at things around me, finding joy in simple things, like the laughter of a child, the warm hug of a friend, or simply a peaceful morning. With each passing day, I learned to stop, listen to my heart, and feel the good things that are coming. The conversation with Jesus made me understand that the M mark is not just a sign on my hand, but also a reminder for me to always live with a whole heart and with sincere love. He taught me that each of us has the ability to turn painful moments into valuable lessons, thereby spreading faith and hope to those around us. I began to believe that as long as I know how to love, forgive, and live sincerely, this life will become more beautiful than ever. I am proud to have dared to step through that tunnel of memories, because I know that no matter how many difficulties, I can still find the light within myself. I want to share that message with you, those who may feel lost, tired, or alone. Remember, every experience, no matter how painful, can become a source of encouragement for you to grow and live fully. Be brave to face the past, learn to forgive and love yourself, because that is the key that opens the door to happiness and peace. As I gradually felt the warmth of the physical world again, after moments of experiencing the spiritual journey, a new feeling rushed inside. I know that after what I've been through, my heart is no longer a dry land, but has been watered by love and hope. It was at that moment that I realized that my mission was not over, that I needed to return to spread the message of light and kindness to everyone around me. I clearly remember the moment I woke up in the hospital, when light gently filtered through the window, making the room suddenly feel strangely warm. My eyes gradually opened, and immediately, I felt a change inside, as if the whole world had lit up again. The people around me, although initially worried and surprised, gradually realized that I not only survived the storm, but also brought with me a new source of energy, a strong belief coming from the experiences I had just gone through. That day, as I sat by my hospital bed, I told myself that I couldn't keep those wonderful things just for myself. I know that if I were to live again, I would have to share my story with those who are looking for light in life. I started telling doctors, nurses, and loved ones about my journey, about the moments when I felt like I was lost in another world, where I met Jesus, where the M mark on my hand was not only a personal symbol, but also a reminder of my mission to live with love and forgiveness. The words I share are not boastful, but simply the sincere truth, like small puzzle pieces that create a big picture of faith and hope. After being discharged from the hospital, my life completely changed. I am no longer the old Malik, who was always immersed in daily worries without realizing the value of each moment. I decided to live every moment to the fullest, enjoy the little things around me, and spread joy to everyone. Every morning, I wake up with deep gratitude, telling myself that today is a new day, an opportunity to create meaningful things. I started with simple actions like smiling and greeting my neighbors, sharing my stories at small cafes, or even listening to the stories of people I met on the street. Once, when I sat down to chat with an old friend, I realized that my story had helped him realize that no matter how difficult life is, there is always light behind the darkness. That friend said that after listening to me share, he dared to open his heart more, dared to face his fears and seek happiness from the simplest things. That was the moment that made me understand that every story, every experience, even my own, has the power to heal and inspire others. I also started attending community meetings, where people come together to share the difficulties, pain, and joys in life. I don't say I have the answers to every problem, but I share that, even though we may go through the darkest times, as long as we open our hearts, dare to love and forgive, we will always find the path to light. I talk about the moments when I saw the M mark on my hand, as a reminder that each of us has our own mission to spread love and forgiveness. My words, gentle and sincere, are like small lights that illuminate those who are lost in life. Deciding to return to this world was not an easy choice. At times, the memories of my near-death journey came back, leaving me shocked and confused. But then, I realized that it was those experiences that made me the person I am today. A person who has learned how to love, how to forgive, and how to appreciate every moment of life. I told myself that everyone can experience rebirth. Everyone has the ability to find light again after dark moments. And I, with everything I've been through, want to be an inspiration for those who are looking for hope. Actually, I've found that life doesn't always have to be complicated or full of great achievements. Sometimes, just knowing how to live fully with simple things, knowing how to share and love, life will gradually open up to miracles. I want each of us to be able to feel that no matter how many ups and downs we encounter, we can still create beautiful, meaningful moments to live and love. I hope my message will be a gentle reminder that no one is left behind and that each of us deserves to live with faith and hope. Now, when I look back at the past, I am proud to have dared to return, to live fully, and to spread love to everyone. I understand that the decision to return is not only my return, but also the return of my dreams and desires to love and be loved. And I know that, although the road ahead may still be full of thorns, with a warm heart and never-ending faith, I will always find the guiding light. I hope that, through my story, you will find the motivation to live true to yourself, dare to face your fears, and dare to believe that every new day is an opportunity to create good things. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Together, by sharing love and forgiveness, we can create a warm community where everyone is appreciated and encouraged. That is the message I want to convey. A message of rebirth, of faith, and of unconditional love. With every step along that path, I felt life return, as if every breath, every look contained a promise of a brighter tomorrow. I believe that if we dare to love and dare to forgive, not only me, but all of us can turn old wounds into a source of strength to together build a world full of love and hope. And that is exactly why I chose to come back, to live, to share, and to spread the message of light to everyone.